Hello, I'm Muon and I have a kitten. Look at my kitten, isn't he cute? His name is Muon. Why Muon? Actually, I'm not quite sure why. I like the name, and he's a little subatomic particle. But one of the things I've been asked most about Muon is, why is he running over there? He's behind me at the moment. And why Muon? What's a Muon? And that's not a bad question. Hello over there, Muon. Well, I don't know. It depends on how much you care. I'm not even looking at the camera because he's behind me there. I see you there. I see you there. So, what's a muon? And why do I care about muons? Basically, a muon is a subatomic particle. So, most people know that you've got, like, protons, neutrons, and electrons, and they make up atoms, and what most people don't know is that that's, like, none of it. There's, well, I think, off the top of my head, there's something like 26? I'm probably way off there. It's been way too long since I've actually properly studied physics. But there's a decent amount of other particles, like protons, neutrons, and electrons, and protons and neutrons are made up of them anyway, but that's irrelevant. And one of those particles is something called a muon, and an anti-muon, but he's a muon, not an anti-muon. And I don't know where he's gone now. He's hiding from me. Where are you? So why are muons important then? Well, to figure that one out, you have to understand what special relativity is. And I did a blog post about 2 or 3 years ago now, I think. I'll put a link to it if you click on my picture right there. That will be a link. And just explaining the basics of relativity. I think I wrote it in context of the whole neutrinos travelling faster than the speed of light thing that came up a few years ago that I thought was cool and then wound up being a loose cable or something really, really anticlimactic like that. But the basics of it is, if you've got, like, two people walking towards each other, like my fingers are, or one person standing still and one person walking at, say, 1 metre per second, if this person then throws a ball at 3 metres per second to the first person, how fast the ball appears is relative. That's where the relativity and special relativity comes from. Go away, ball. I probably shouldn't throw that away because it's going to be useful. But I'll probably put pictures over this anyway. But, if the person who's standing still throws the ball at 3 metres per second to the person who's moving towards them, from their point of view, they see it moving away from them 3 metres every second. So, from their point of view, the ball's travelling away from them at 3 metres per second. So they say, relative to them, the speed of the ball is 3 metres per second. Looking at this person here, since they're getting closer to the ball every second by 1 metre, because they're moving at 1 metre per second, the ball is then moving towards them at 3 metres per second. Every second it gets 4 metres closer to them, so relative to this person, the ball's travelling at 4 metres per second. It's just basic relativity. That's fairly simple physics. What Einstein's special relativity is light travels at the same speed for everybody. So it's like that ball, the person standing still sees it moving along at 3 metres per second, and the person who's moving also sees it moving along at 3 metres per second, and you get a bunch of contradictions. And basically, the way Einstein said that you resolve it is by time slows down if you're moving fast. And it's a pretty huge claim to make. You have to be going really close to the speed of light, like at least about 1% of the speed of light, which is about 3,000 kilometres per second, I think. I just got told that my batteries are running low, which I know, I've got 15% batteries left. That's enough to finish this video up. Anyway, I think, but yeah, that's basically it. If you travel at, like, fast, the effects happen all the time, but if you're travelling less than, like, 3,000 kilometres a second, which is insanely fast, you know, that is, I'm trying to think of what the diameter of the Earth is now. I don't know. I'll come up with something and I will put it over the video. Anyway, what does this have to do with muons? Basically, go way up in the atmosphere, the particles of the upper atmosphere get hit by cosmic rays from, like, the sun and that sort of rubbish, and it forms muons. And muons decay extremely quickly, and I probably should have read up what the decay rate was. I'll put that in, I'll edit that into the video as well. And using ordinary, boring classical physics, like without special relativity, we expect, I think I read, 0.3 out of every million muons that form in the upper atmosphere to reach the Earth, because they decay that quickly. They fall at about 99% the speed of light, which is about 299,000 kilometers a second, which is pretty quick. And Muon's back. Hello again, Muon. The thing is, what we actually see is more like 49,000 out of every million muons reaching the ground, because they're travelling so fast that time slows down for them. And muons are basically a really excellent proof of Einstein's theory of special relativity. And that's why I named my kitten Muon, because special relativity, if you read into it and read like everything that it implies and all this sort of stuff, and how some of it is, most of it's kind of out there, and it's like, oh, this is useless, it's just random ramblings about travelling really fast, but electromagnets, which are extremely important in even day-to-day life, rely on special relativity. Minute Physics and Veritasium did a good video, and click the picture again and I'll put a link to it there, if you care. The GPS satellites that lots of people have in their phones these days, and the tablet that I'm recording this video from is a GPS thing, they need to account for special relativity and also general relativity, which I'm not going to go on about because this video is already 6 minutes and 32 seconds long. And Muon is chewing on my leg here right now. They need to take into account relativity because of the time dilation. The time slowing down for it goes faster, if I remember right, for the GPS satellites, which means they need to adjust for that there, or else they start getting ridiculously out. It's like they become inaccurate by like 100 meters a day, or worse than that, which is really, really bad. When you consider how accurate GPS systems are, they can be accurate to about a meter. And they have to take into account relativity. But muon experiments are one of the most obvious proofs of special relativity, and I really like special relativity, and that's why this little guy is named Muon.